Have you heard of the Ice Cube effect? No, you haven't, because I just made it up. Let me explain. Ice Cube is both a legendary West Coast rapper and a great way to cool down your favorite beverage. Now, before I talk about what happened to Ice Cube the rapper, let me just say that there are a few mouth breathers out there on the internet who don't know the difference between implying and inferring. So just because I'm asking what happened to XYZ doesn't mean that I'm implying that what they're doing right now sucks. If I don't know where my butt plug is and I ask, hey, what happened to my butt plug? That doesn't mean that I don't like it anymore. So stop inferring things incorrectly. Anyway, back to the Ice Cube effect, which sounds like a high school experiment, but it's more about psychology. The Ice Cube effect is when one person's image is split between two different generations. So in Ice Cube's case, millennials and above see him as a gangster rapper, whereas Gen Z and below see him as a movie star. The Rock would be another example, right? If I went up to a college kid and I asked him if he could smell what The Rock is cooking, he would have no idea that I'm referring to a wrestler, and he'd probably think that I just blew a huge fart. So how does that happen? Ice Cube started his career as part of one of the most influential rap groups of all time, and ultimately transitioned into a very successful solo rap career. His debut album with NWA Straight Outta Compton was a classic, and his debut solo album America's Most Wanted was also a classic. But his acting debut in Boys in the Hood was a classic, and his screenwriting debut in Friday was another classic. So if you're Ice Cube, which avenue do you take? Simply put, follow the money. Have a look at this super professionally drawn graph, which compares the approximate profit he made from his albums with the alleged profit he made from his movies over time. Taking inflation into account, it was obvious that he was not making nearly as much money from his music as he used to. Now, this could be partially explained by the decline in album sales thanks to the digital age. But after 20 years in the game, the hip-hop landscape just changes drastically. On the other hand, his movies just kept making more and more money. He allegedly made around $6 million per movie at first, his take-home pay is not disclosed, and secured contracts for sequels to Ride Along Friday and Barbershop for around $10 million apiece. The result? Ice Cube has acted in nearly 40 films. 40. When I read that, I nearly knocked myself the fuck out. So in my opinion, he didn't start acting because he stopped rapping. He stopped rapping because he started acting. I'll let you sit with that for a minute. Okay, that's enough. Now, of course, there are other factors, right? For example, Andre 3000, who's a 50-year-old rapper himself, believes that rapping at his age is inauthentic. He was quoted saying, "What do you talk about? I gotta go get a colonoscopy? My eyesight's going bad?" There is some truth to that, obviously, but coincidentally, Andre 3000's movie career has been moving along quite nicely as well. Like I said before, follow the money. And now follow me as I make a beat for Ice Cube, a West Coast legend. There are multiple directions I can go with this beat, right? I can make an NWA beat. I can make a West Side Connection beat. I can make like a early 2000s Dr. Dre beat. So what I think I'm gonna do to make my life a little bit easier is I'm gonna find a sample and I'm gonna take it from there. That sounds good, but I want to use my own bass line. So I'm using the Air Kill EQ to kill out those lower frequencies. So this is before, after. This is the open hat right here that I chose, and I'm using it to fill in the empty space. However, in order to make it fit with the rest of my drums, I think I need to pitch it down. That's an important tip, and it's especially true when you're working with a drum loop and you bring in an open hat from another sound pack. The same goes for snares and perks and even kicks sometimes. Try pitching it either down or up to make it fit with the rest of the drum loop. Should I do stabs or longer notes? Maybe I'll try both. Oh, definitely stabs. Beat's done. Let's have a listen.
This is Facebook.
We begin tonight with a look at South LA, the epicenter of the LA riots.